Hello, 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 hello. Welcome or welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Star, and today I kind of want to just do an exploration. This is just a bottle of water that I'm just gonna make some sounds with. I got a new deck today that I wanted to kind of play around with. It is an astrology deck, and it is very beautiful. I apologize for my camera, it's gonna keep trying to focus. But I wanted to do like a little, not necessarily an astrology reading, but using the energies of astrology to see what kind of conversation the universe wants to have with us. So this is kind of like a collective reading, so I always encourage people to grab a notebook and take notes to make it more personal, since collective readings tend to be like kind of very general. To make it a little bit more personal for you in particular, you can take notes on whatever comes up. I'm starting to lose this little ring, so we have to find a new place for it. I also have these karma cards by Monty Farber, which are also kind of astrology related. So I just wanted to see, I haven't used these in a really long time, so I wanted to see how these things would work together. This deck is really interesting because it sets up these little sections. So we have the signs, we have the planets, and we have the houses. And then I also have these elemental oracle, which aren't necessarily about astrology, but I thought they might go well together with these other ones. We have kind of like this cotton candy theme going on here, so let's just see what the cards have to say. And this is just for entertainment, for fun. We're just having fun here. Let's just have a conversation. Oh, sorry, I'm shaking the table with my arms here. So we're just gonna shuffle. I'm gonna shuffle and then choose. Do a little shuffle here. Again, this is just for fun, just for exploration, just to play around, nothing serious, purely for enjoyment. I'm really glad you're here with me. Oh, okay, that one, okay. Take a breath. These ones have something to say right away. Life, breath, take a breath. This is number 27. Oh, the heart space. We've been doing a lot of heart space work recently, personally. I have in my own life. So since this is a collective reading, maybe you too. I'm not gonna look at this one yet because I want to shuffle this deck as well. I got some rose quartz here. Scorpio at the back of the deck. Transformation, change, intensity. We're just gonna shuffle, see what the universe wants to say. Oh, Pluto. Scorpio's energy. There's a cardinal. Okay, we got 3 cards here. I'm gonna set these down here too. So Pluto, and say thank you, which is transform. Pluto is Scorpio's energy. So you could be a Scorpio, you could have a strong Scorpio placement in your chart. Take a breath. Let it out. So we're doing some transforming with this heart space, it seems. We're doing a lot of heart healing. And then with these, I think I'm just going to flip over the top card of each one. We have Sagittarius, which is your highest ideals. Freedom, the 11th house. Associations, your circle of friends. And then for the planets, Neptune. I thought that was going to be Pluto. Inspire others with your highest ideals. And it should say for humanity's sake, but because it's in this, it says freedom. So how would we read that? So we would read Neptune in Sagittarius in the 11th house. And I'm actually going to turn it this way. So it says, inspire others with your highest ideals for humanity's sake. That is the spiritual message. The mental message, I think this is mental. I think spiritual, mental, and physical. So mental says, be prepared to sacrifice for the rules of your hopes and wishes. And the physical one says, yielding is the only way to get it out to the world and do it for the future. Yield. So Neptune rules Pisces, which is the dreamer energy. And this yielding is coming out, so it's like we're still in this state of pause, right? We're still in the midst of the transformation, right? There's the space, but so when you're going from point A to point B, there's like the halfway point, and all of a sudden I'm thinking of Zeno's paradox, where we're never actually really moving anywhere, because to get from point A to point B, you have to get to the halfway point. And to get to the halfway point, you have to get to the halfway point of the halfway point. And to get to that halfway point, you have to get to the halfway point of that halfway point. And so we're never actually moving anywhere. Right? We're not going anywhere. We're spinning around and around and around. And I'm seeing this, like, this circle here. This interconnection of hands. Take another breath. So, I'm just going to flip these here. What is this sign and that guy? Let's see what else we have going on here. Snow, silence. Again, taking that break. Sitting in stillness. Sitting in stillness. You know, for a short time, Pluto wasn't a planet. It's like, it's almost, I'm hearing for a short while, just allow yourself to not be a human, allow yourself to not be a worker bee, allow yourself to just exist without doing anything. You know, it's really challenging. I find that really challenging to just sit and do absolutely nothing. Like, it's so hard for me. I'm literally, to do nothing, I'm sitting here doing this, playing with these cards. But it's like, when we get the chance to actually do nothing, it's like, well, what could I be doing? What should I be doing? It's like, you don't need to do anything. You just need to be. You just need to exist. As you are, you're going through this transformation, and it takes a lot of energy to do that. Right? We're pumping a lot of blood. Also, too, like, we're at the end of winter. Like, we've already moved into spring. I see a little bunny down here, fertility. But the bunny's kind of hidden in the snow, right? You can't really see it. So I'm hearing, like, hidden in plain sight. Like, you can still go on about doing the things you're doing, but, like, you don't need to be at the front and center, right? So this physical yielding is the only way to get it out into the world. And you do it for the future. So, like, right now, you might be in this state of pause, but you're still building stuff in the background that nobody's seeing it just yet, right? But you're inspiring people. Like, you don't even know these people that you're inspiring yet, but you're doing it. So we also have the cardinal signs, which are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. It says instigation, bravery, and a pioneering spirit. And I'm seeing this match in this person's hand. This is reminding me of the Ace of Wands. Alright, so that first initial spark. You're still at the beginning stages of whatever it is that you're creating, whatever it is that you're breathing life into. This is still the beginning of it. So you're probably not seeing results right away. And that's why we're being asked to pause into this moment. Just because you're not seeing the results right now doesn't mean there's not going to be results in the future, right? Some of the most famous artists never sold their work until after they died. That's probably a bit extreme, but there's it takes time for these things to develop. We also have water coming out here, so again, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, spirituality, emotion, intuition, and compassion. And we also have the third house, which is early learning, childhood relations, the rational mind, and communication. So I'm feeling communication, something having to do with communication and emotions together. With this early childhood and Cancer showing up a lot here, there could have been something with our mothers, with our fathers even. There could have been some wounding around early childhood that made it difficult for us to speak up. And it's like now you've found some way to release all the stuff that you'd been holding on to. You're using your breath, you're breathing life into something that is sort of the conduit for your child self to be able to express yourself. The Scorpio came out in this Pluto transformation. Scorpio is a very creative sign, right? They're very artistic. And so we can use sort of artistic mediums to express things that we might not have been able to express when we were younger. And, the relationships that we've had with people growing up too might not have been healthy relationships. We might not have had things modeled for us, and so we had to learn how to do that ourselves. We had to pioneer in our lifetime. And it's like now we've gained all this wisdom and this knowledge, and we want to share it with others so that, because we knew what it was like to not have that kind of support, we want to be that kind of support for somebody else. That's really beautiful. I'm seeing a lot of whites, a lot of orange. So white symbolizes purity. It's also, to me, like when I think of like a blank slate. You're starting something fresh. You're starting something new. Or maybe you're carrying on some kind of tradition. I'm picturing like passing the torch. And it's like we have to break the rules. I feel like Scorpio is kind of like a rule breaker, because they're you have to destroy something in order to transform. So some old way of being is being destroyed in order to create the space for this new idea to come through. It's interesting too because Sagittarius is a fire sign, and for some reason Scorpio to me also feels like a fire sign even though they're a water sign. So there could be this, and again, this fiery energy here. So there's a passion involved in this as well. And I'm picking up on this steam, like right when water hits fire, it kind of creates this steam, which could be the essence that you're creating. I don't know, that's kind of all I'm feeling for that. I kind of want to pull some of these whispering woods. I love pulling these little cards at the end just to get some like final confirmation or any other messages that want to come through. Any confirmation or final messages that would like to come through for whoever is watching this particular reading. Thank you. Retreat. I can't make it up. Spoil yourself in the morning mist. Breathe in nature's sweet scents. Take some time out. Hang out with yourself. Renew. Retreat and renew. Nature continuously renews itself year after year. So even though we're in this sort of like winter phase of resting and planning our next moves, right? The time still goes. The cycles are still going. And we're not missing out on anything, right? You can't miss out on anything. Nothing is really happening. We may think something's happening because it feels like the world is chaotic, right? But a lot of that, I'll be honest, a lot of that is fear-mongering. A lot of this stuff that is on media, through the news or whatever, is to keep you in a fear state, to keep you focused on what's happening outside of you. And I think this is suggesting to retreat inside and go back inward and figure out what it is that you want to create in this world. I have so much hope for you that you are going to live your wildest dreams and do all the things that you want to do in this life. You're doing an amazing job. Take time to rest. You know, I think a lot of us are feeling very burnt out, and that's showing up in these readings a lot, of going inward and taking time for the self, right? Take time for yourself. You're doing an amazing job. I love you so much. I hope that you found value in this reading, and I will see you soon. Take care. Remember to balance your shadow and your light.